time we flip a light switch, turn on the television, or use a blow dryer, we're tapping into America's electricity system. In the past, local utilities generated power for local customers, but those days are long gone. Now we have regional markets, where companies that generate power compete to deliver at the lowest price. Regional power operators manage this daily market, while making sure we have a reliable system to keep the lights on. This video explains how regional power markets work, why new transmission lines save money, and how wind power lowers costs. Let's see what happens in the day in the life of the grid. First, a little background. Let's use the Midwest system as an example. The wholesale power grid in the Midwest is managed by the Midwest Independent System Operator, or MISO. MISO covers 11 states with 50,000 miles of transmission lines linking over 1,250 power plants. MISO doesn't own the wires or the power plants. Those are owned by utilities and independent companies. MISO manages the wholesale markets and grid. MISO operators work around the clock to balance supply and demand in every second of the day by factoring in weather conditions, power demand, and power generation at some 250 points across the grid. When a problem in electricity flow is detected or predicted, the operators immediately calculate a response. Like most marketplaces, the price of electricity within the MISO system is set by supply and demand, which depends mostly on time of day and location. On hot summer afternoons, when people are running air conditioners, demand is high, which drives up prices. Prices are lower during cooler summer mornings. Power companies place bids to supply the system for every hour. Starting with the lowest price suppliers, MISO selects enough bids to meet demand. When demand is met, they stop buying and pay the same price to all the bidders selected. Bids from low-cost power plants are always accepted, while the highest-cost plants only run when demand is at its peak. Because wind power has no fuel and low operating costs, it is always bid in at a low price. Nuclear typically comes next, then coal and gas. Let's see how the system plays out during the course of the day. During early morning hours, when most people are asleep, demand is low and prices are cheap, perhaps 0 to 3 cents per kilowatt hour. As people wake up, factories begin production, and offices open, the demand for electricity and the price starts rising. With MISO's footprint, this happens in a wave-like motion from east to west. As people in Michigan and Indiana rise, many in Minnesota, Iowa, and the Dakotas are still sound asleep. To track the real-time price of electricity across the Midwest, MISO uses color-coded maps. Cheap electricity is represented by blue, then green. As the price rises, it shifts to yellow, orange, and then red. For example, between 5 and 6 a.m. in Michigan, electricity might cost 7 cents a kilowatt hour as people wake and begin to use more electricity. But over in the Central Time Zone in Iowa, electricity is virtually free. As dawn breaks, the wind picks up in northwest Indiana, increasing output at large-scale wind farms there. But there is a bottleneck between rural Indiana and developed parts of Michigan where the power is most needed. There are not enough transmission lines to move low-cost wind power from Indiana to Michigan, where it would be cheaper than other options. The black lines on this map show new transmission lines that have been approved by MISO. These lines will help free that trapped energy, connecting low-cost wind power to high-cost regions, lowering the overall cost of energy for customers. Another way to free trapped energy is for consumers to tailor their energy use to the market. Using rates that change over the day to reflect cost, customers can shift their power demand to lower cost times to save money. For example, doing laundry at night. MISO can also pay customers to reduce demand during high-price peak periods using smart grid technologies to notify customers or even control appliances. Because these payments are cheaper than generating more power, all customers will be better off. This is a win-win situation, as consumers and businesses save money while reducing congestion on electric lines and reducing the risk of blackouts. As the sun goes down, demand for power drops, and with it, prices. This would be a good time to plug in your electric car. Today's power grid is a far cry from the grid of our grandparents' day, and more changes are coming, as digital grid technologies are adopted, as natural gas and renewable energy replace coal and nuclear power, and as markets become more competitive. An efficient and complete power grid is the key to a cheaper and cleaner energy future.